If you look at the current global economic environment, we are currently witnessing one of the worst economic crises of our times in many decades. It has affected people, communities, and countries alike. Most of the regulators and government are trying to uh, create stability in their economies and find solutions for growth. India, as an economy, for last 2 decades has had a very accelerated growth path after the reforms. Now, in the last couple of years, we've witnessed a bit of slowdown for a combination of reasons: external global economic environment, political environment in the country, corruption, and all of that. But again, if you look at the opportunity, I think the opportunity in India is unlimited in any sector, or there's a great degree of opportunity still there to be tapped. Given the global environment and the context of India and the fact that government is now putting steps or trying to take steps to bring back the growth, there is enough opportunity, and there's a big role for financial controllers to play in helping the organizations to move forward. In my perspective, in a context like India, as a businessman, I would always look at predictability, at least for a 3-year period, on your strategies and commitment from the government. In that direction, some of the things that have played well for us is very active engagement with the regulators and with the government with our plans, and also discussing with them on some of the roadblocks that kind of play a barrier to growth. And I can cite one particular example in terms of roadblocks. As a remittance industry, we operate in a people-to-people segment, and for last decade or so, we had a restriction wherein one person can't get more than 12 remittances in a year. And we started addressing this with the central bank, RBI, and the Ministry of Finance. And within a span of 12, 18 months, through a constant dialogue and consumer research, they were able to see the fact that this is really not helping the remittances in the country. We managed to get that embargo lifted, and today we are allowed to get 30 transactions in a year instead of 12. So this is to the point of what Kapil was saying, engaging with regulators and getting education at their level, and getting some positive traction for your business. Another example is the service tax. Very recently, we had a service tax impact coming on all the businesses, and remittances was one of them. We started speaking with the regulators and the government, the fact that these are remittances that are coming from outside. These are aiding, and these are bigger than FDI in current terms. So these are aiding the economy growth. So you should not tax the person who's actually left his family back home to get a better livelihood, and who's earning outside, paying the fees there for a remittance service. And through the education and through industry bodies, we were able to educate and get them to positively put remittances as one of the category that is not eligible for remittances in the service tax category. So the point that I was driving is that while there's a global economic situation, there's a stress on capital, there is opportunity in India. And while there's opportunity, you need to be engaged with your respective government bodies or regulatory bodies to make sure they understand your plan, they support you with it, and you have some bit of predictability while making your financial investments. So I just